Well, you can make a serious case for Carl Lewis being America's greatest track athlete of all time. Even now, he is supremely confident, if not always understood.
To be honest, I've thought about the trial because now that's the meet to go to. But I haven't considered not making it. It hasn't been a thought in my mind because I'm absolutely confident I'll make it. That's something that I will have to deal with then. So if I come across fourth place in every event and don't make it, well, then you will get purely honest to the second responses because that's the only thing I have not planned for, is not making it.
Don't confuse confidence with arrogance. It's a mistake that's been made before with this man. Somehow his invincibility has been held against him. His Olympic legend began more than a decade ago in Los Angeles. They said he'd win 4 gold medals. He did. But America didn't embrace this hero.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I was absolutely perfect. And I'm not going to dissect what I did, which was right or wrong, because I did some good and bad things. But I've learned from that, and I've corrected a lot of the things that I've done throughout my life. And I still try to go on and be the best that I can be. And I don't look back and say, I shouldn't have done that. I just look back and say, what can we do better?
It's an attitude that reflects maturity. That shouldn't surprise. After all, the 22-year-old man who won gold in Los Angeles is about to turn 35.
As people have watched me run more races, they've seen me win races, they've seen me lose races, they've seen me come back. And now they've seen me at 34 years old, 35, working hard to get back to where I was. They can relate to that.
And maybe finally appreciate him for what he is, one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen.
Don't leave an ounce of yourself left to judge yourself by the rest of your life. Realize that when it's time to go, you've given everything you've had. And you can't say, well, dang it, if I stayed 2 more years, I would have beat those guys. I won't be able to say that because I know that I gave the last little bit.
Will another chapter of the legend be written tonight? Carl Lewis in the 100. Next. Carl Lewis steeling himself for one final trip to the Olympic Games. He finished only 3rd in his semifinal. He's in an unaccustomed spot, the outside lane, lane 8. He'll be 35 years old on July 1st.
We talked about it before. In the last 4 Olympic trials, the guys who won the semifinal heat made the Olympic team, were in the top 3. Jon Drummond was one of those guys. He won the semifinal.
Here are the lane assignments in the men's 100-meter final. Lane 1, Tim Montgomery, who heads Norfolk State teammate Brian Lewis for the final place in this 100-meter final. In lane 2, Leroy Burrell, 3rd in his semifinal at 10:06, has battled injuries since regaining the world record in 1994. In lane 3, maybe the next generation of American sprinting superstars, Tim Harden, just finished his senior season at the University of Kentucky, NCAA champion last year, runner-up this year, a personal best 10:02 in his semifinal. In lane 4, Mike Marsh, second to Jon Drummond in his semifinal, running 10 flat. The 92 Olympic gold medalist at 200 meters, one of the favorites to make the team in that event, but no slouch at 100. He's been U.S. champion. Lane 5, Dennis Mitchell won his semifinal, 9.98. Bronze medalist in the 92 Olympics at Barcelona. Lane 6 is Jon Drummond. The Clown Prince just got serious. A serious 9.98 personal best to win his semifinal. Lane 7, Jeff Williams. Can he pull the upset? He ran 10.05 in his semifinal. He's 30 years old. He's never been in a competition as important as this. And lane 8, Carl Lewis. His place in history assured. A trip to the Olympic 100 this year would be amazing.
He calls it a drama, a 4-act play. This is the final act of the drama. The lead player had to be Dennis Mitchell. He won a semifinal. He ran the fastest time. Mitchell says sprinting is like taking a deep breath and jumping off a cliff. Intense in the extreme.
Mike Marsh is the Rodney Dangerfield of the sprint set. He gets no respect, even though he was an Olympic gold medalist at 200 in Barcelona. He could easily win this. And, of course, Leroy Burrell, also not to be counted out.
Burrell, Marsh, and Lewis are relatively slow out of the block. They can't spot the others too much. Drummond and Mitchell are the fast starters. If they get out ahead, the race will be there.
And a false start.
Tremendous tension in the stadium. Complete silence. And this is where the maturity really makes a difference. The ability to regather, to refocus, to think about your start and what you want to do. The younger athletes really have trouble, as it was Jeff Williams who burst out of the blocks before the gun.
So Jeff Williams charged with the false start. A second one would disqualify him, and it makes him a fraction slower out of the blocks, a little more cautious this time.
Everybody now thinking about, okay, what are those last-minute things? Carl has told us his last thoughts are about his angle in the blocks, the angle of his leg with his arm, and driving off his front foot. He says his coach, Tom Pelez, the best coach in the world, continues to drill him on those basics.
Will Carl Lewis add to his Olympic legacy, or is this the last time we'll see him in a championship Open 100? Mitchell got away well. So did Drummond and Harden and Leroy Burrell. Coming down the straightaway, Dennis Mitchell has the lead. Harden is coming on. Here comes Marsh. It's Dennis Mitchell that wins it, and Carl Lewis has not qualified.
Carl Lewis chooses the wrong time to have his first really bad race of the year, as Dennis Mitchell, the winner of the Olympic trials 4 years ago, repeats. Lewis had a strained right calf that he felt in the semifinal and seems to be getting some treatment on that now.
Meanwhile, Dennis Mitchell in 9.92 has won the men's 100-meter final and will lead the U.S. contingent to the Olympic Games. It appeared Mike Marsh got second and perhaps Jon Drummond third. Here's Chris Collinsworth with Carl Lewis.
Something, but it never went away. You know, I came to this meet feeling very confident. I still do have the confidence. Things don't always go your way, but I feel good about it. I worked hard. I'm here, and I hope that this just shows that you have to do what you think is right. And I came here to run the best. We're going to have a great Olympic team, and I hope I can contribute in the relay, and I look forward to jumping around running the 200.
2 gold medals in the 100 meters. Sort of the end of an era, though, but you have to be awfully proud of what you've done.
I'm proud of what I've done.
Mitchell also getting a finish or two, and Jon Drummond has done it. In my view,
Number one, I was very touched by the support I got from all the athletes and fans here that have been behind me, and also Nike. I mean, Nike took the time and the chance to support me last year, so these people have given me the opportunity to be here.
Carl, congratulations on a great career.
Thank you. It just wasn't my day, but I'm going to have 2 more.
All right. Tom, back to you.
Meanwhile, Dennis Mitchell being tended to. He won the race and then immediately collapsed to the track, and he is in some pain.
Mitchell matching the fastest time in the world this year with his unofficial 9.92. And you called it right. It was the start that made a huge difference. As the man in the middle in the green had an outstanding start. Let's see if Lewis closest to the screen there on the left, you could see him favoring his leg just a little bit. But Mitchell, who got out so quickly, was never headed. Drummond may have been caught by Marsh right at the end. And it looks as if 4th place may have been Jeff Williams.
Here's the official photo finish. Dennis Mitchell well in front, very tight between Marsh and Drummond for the second and third spots, but those three will qualify.
Marsh on the right, spotting a couple of meters to the men on the left in red, Jon Drummond, the green machine in the middle. And he truly did run like a man possessed. He did take that breath and step off that cliff. He said he was insulted last year when the Americans were beaten by people from other countries, and this is part of his revenge.
And Jeff Williams finishes in the worst spot. He was fourth. Dennis Mitchell wins the men's 100-meter final. Official results in the men's 100. Dennis Mitchell, fastest this year, 9.92. With Mike Marsh and Jon Drummond also qualifying. Carl Lewis finished last and now must look to the 200 meters or the long jump in an effort to make the Olympic team. But American sprinters no longer rule the Olympic 100. Other challengers await this summer. The global challenge in the men's Olympic 100 will come from Great Britain. Linford Christie is now a 36-year-old grandfather, but the 92 gold medalist hasn't lost his edge.
Well, I mean, I'm the best. I think, I lost my world championship titles, but people still say, oh, yeah, Linford Christie, fastest man in the world.
The challenge will also come from the reigning world champion, Canada's Donovan Bailey.
If an American showed up and you knew he was an American, it's like, oh, he's here, and I think now it's just like, another competitor. I think everyone now has an attitude that they can win.
Donovan Bailey leads an onslaught of international sprinters into Atlanta. But the U.S. trio will be formidable this summer, and right now they're with Chris Collinsworth.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Let's start with the green machine. Dennis Mitchell, this is your track. 2 in a row on this track.
Well, yeah, baby, I'm going to try to be 3-0 in another month or so. But right now, this is over with. I got to go home, work hard, and get ready because the show's about to begin.
All right, Mike Marsh, you guys are quite a team. Not a lot of respect for American sprinters. Is it time to bring it back?
Yeah, I think so. We've definitely proven in this meet that we're ready to come back. The contingent we have here, we're going to do great in the Olympic Games. And I'm happy to be on the team. It's a tremendous relief. Now I can go home, get some rest, and concentrate on the 200 next week. But this is over, and everything's okay, and I'm just, I'm ready to continue later on next week.
Jon Drummond, it's prime time now, baby. You're in the show.
I'm just a little emotional. First, I want to thank God because He's blessed me to go through all 4 rounds without hurt, harm, or danger. I was cramping in the back, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to run. In the finals, you got to keep your game face on. But I'm just grateful to God that He blessed me, and I'm still standing. And I made this team. It's my first Olympic team, and I'm just happy, I know it's showtime and all, but I'm just, catch me tomorrow or something.
All right, guys, congratulations. Tom